Hello, Sofa Squad. I hope that everybody is doing well this evening. Or, well, it is evening, I guess it's 6 o'clock. Anyways, I hope y'all are doing well. If you're seeing this is on my other channel. I'm going live. We are going to be talking about or reading comments from my Barry Morphew video that I did a few days ago about that new body cam footage. So this is a live chat. I like to stop and talk to people. I have that kind of vibe. If you don't like that kind of vibe, then go just check out my other channel that has my pre-recorded, edited stuff on there. Also, if you're seeing this, make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because you might not be, since I kind of like do a post on each thing and it looks like it's the same channel, but it's not. Anyway, let's see what's going on with everybody. Hello, Elizabeth. Hello, Barb. Oh no, Peter Mon got in an accident. Oh my God, is he okay? That's awful. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to look that up. Let me know how he's doing. Hey Rotary, hey VZ, what's up? I know I have been sitting here, so I had today off, but it's like I've been super busy. We're going to a horror convention, what do you call it? Like a horror movie convention tomorrow. Let me set this down. I know I keep shaking. I have this in my lap, and that's why it keeps doing this or whatever. So hold on one second, because I'm gonna end up driving him crazy. Okay. Oh Lord, please hold. Oh Lord, please hold. I have to come back up this way. Please hold. Oh, look at my shirt. We are reporting live from the sofa. Okay, it's just kind of a little bit farther away for me to read. Uh, hey, Stormy, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, honey. Emily. Everybody, welcome Miss Emily into the chat. She is our lovely founding Sofa Squad member and mod. Emily, I hope you're doing well. Those beautiful pictures that you sent of Lake Michigan, yourself, and your artwork. I can't wait to show it off. Very talented woman you are. Um, hey, Anna Edna, how's it going? Hey, honey, rebellion. Yeah, I know, right? This shirt. So, what we're going to be doing once everybody kind of gets in here and, we say our hellos and all that, we're going to be reading over comments from the Barry Morphew video I did a few days ago. I haven't had a chance. I honestly, if you responded on there, I'm sorry if I haven't responded to you. Sometimes I drop the videos and then work gets busy and I don't have a chance to go back and really respond to the comments and stuff like that. And so that's why I'm kind of enjoying doing these or whatever. But I'm gonna also go in there and respond to the comments too or whatever. So, anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Um, it's been a very long day here at the sofa. I got up very early in the morning to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. On my horror movie channel, I did a review of it. Yeah, so check it out, see what you think, that and the movie. And that's it. So we've heard that Peter Mon has been in a terrible car accident. This is horrible. We are sending thoughts and prayers and good energy his way. Hey, Fuzzy Doxy. Um, and so there's that. That's absolutely awful. I hope he's okay. Um, what else is going on here? 60 degrees here in North Carolina today. I mean, when I went to the gym today. I'm trying to, reel it in a little bit in case I have to, in case we end up meeting in Vegas this summer at the True Crime. Hold on, Crime Con 2022. Because I'm just like, oh Lord, I need to reel things in over here now. But I mean, I wore shorts, t-shirt to gym, so there's that. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. What have y'all been up to? It's Friday evening. Probably just gonna kind of sit in. I've been preparing the script for my next big video that's gonna be on the main channel. Pardon me. And so I've been doing that. I've been editing a bunch of horror movie reviews that I did today. And like I said, I went around, did cooked. So I finished my most recent HelloFresh box tonight, and I did. I don't know, somebody, I can't remember where it was at, but in the comments they were like, I cooked that hamburger meal. So tonight I cooked the hamburger meal with the caramelized onions and little French fries or whatever. Oh my God, it was so good, y'all. So damn good. Oh my God, I'm getting good at the damn HelloFresh thing, y'all. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna good because I'm literally without HelloFresh, I'm not a good cook, y'all, at all. Okay, so it is what it is. But yes, I polished that off, and so now I can't wait to get my next box for next month. Um, so that'll be fun. So let's see. Let's go ahead and just look up a little Barry Morphew. Well, no, I'm going to keep it to that. I was going to say a couple other things, but it is what it is. Okay, so like I said, for those that are just joining, hello, welcome to the damn sofa. So this is live chat. I'm just going to be reading through the what do you call it? Comments from the Barry Morphew video that I did. It focused on the body cam footage, and now here's this. And I don't know where somebody told me this, that we might come across it in the comment section, but somebody was like, "Well, did you get to the part where the cops were at the house?" And Barry had said she was wearing this when she went out. And then whatever outfit it was, he said that Suzanne had, but then they saw it in the hamper and the cop said something. And I'm like, was this on the same damn video that I did? I'm like, I didn't, that, I mean, I would definitely have stuff to say about that, right? I don't know where that was though, because I'm like, the footage that I looked at, I don't think it went that far. I mean, I thought I watched all of it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so if y'all know anything about that, like, let me know. So here we go. So just to catch everybody up what the footage is, and again, the whole video is on the other channel or whatever, but this is where Barry is getting to the scene. This is when he's first learning that her bike was down the hill. Now, I'm going to make no qualms about it, y'all. And I say this in the video, my personal bias is I think he had something to do with it, okay? Like 100%, right? I am also at the same time nervous if he has a really good defense, what they're going to be able to come out with. And I'm curious what y'all think about that too. Because even though I think that he totally had something to do with it, obviously you have to prove it. So some of it, I'm just like, are they going to be able to worm their way out of this? I mean, I don't know. So, okay, so here we go. So first comment. I mean, the thing of voting on behalf of his missing wife, Suzanne, says everything we need to know about the monster. I mean, seriously. But also, I would say this, and I 100% agree with this person's comment. Um, Here's what I also think. I think he would do that even if, like, literally, with whoever he was with, almost like a control thing. Like, look, I'm the guy. I'm going to do the voting here. Just let me go handle that. Like, he strikes me as that type, right? Um, and so, wait, hold on. Elizabeth is catching us up on the tea. The cops take him in the house and ask him to grab the last thing she wore that day, and he grabbed biking shorts. But if she was in bed, okay, yeah, that is weird. That is weird. Was this on the same? Did I just not? I felt like I watched the whole thing, or did they break it up or something? I mean, I don't know what. I don't know how I missed that. I feel kind of jubbed. Anyways, okay. Then next comment. When she said she didn't feel safe with Barry, no truer words were ever spoken. And again, I agree. When you start reading the text messages that came out in that document, I mean, come on. And here's my thing too. Reading that, you can sense, I mean, the things she's saying are, I'm talking major, major red flags. I mean, these are like not good things in a relationship. And my whole thing too is like, yes, we know at this point she had her own thing going on with her guy or whatever. I mean, do you blame her at this point? I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but it seems like they were probably each doing something, because the things she was saying that he was doing of like pre-planning to be like, blocked out times of not having his phone turned on and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm just like, please, like, again, I mean, it is what it is. I just don't think he was that faithful. But I'm scared to be alone with him. I don't think I can be here when the girls, when I can't remember the daughter's name right now, when she's, goes to college herself. I don't feel safe. I mean, this isn't good, right? Because you can be in a relationship where you're not getting along at the moment and things are like taking place, but you still have this, like, you know what, we might not be getting along, but I don't feel in danger around them, right? We're just like arguing or whatever the case might be. This was a completely different vibe. It was that on top of, I don't feel safe around this person, right? So I'm like, look, I can't, I just can't with that. So let's keep going. Mhm. This one seems kind of private. I don't want to read this. I did think he did it. I think. Okay, this person says that I'm going to read this one. Um, I do think he did it. I think Suzanne's conversations are typical of a person who has been in an abusive relationship with a classic narcissist. Remind me, y'all, I want to say something about that because that made me think of something. She has been relentlessly beaten down by him over the years, and very sadly, I think the daughters are now under his manipulation. Prayers for Suzanne and her family. Yes. Okay, so remember how in the text messages and whatnot, how she was saying, when I mean, Suzanne was like, he pulls the girls in, he tells them all the issues, he tries to make them feel good, that kind of thing. I'm like, that's like completely sketchy, right? Like, that's, I mean, like, narcissistic, gross. Like, why are you going to do that, right? Who knows what he has told these girls now that their mother has been missing, right? Because, and this is one thing that I kind of circle back around to, and I usually don't really comment on it because I just feel bad for them that their mother is gone, right? Um, so my whole thing is, I'm like, I don't know how to say it. I mean, do I feel like I would love to know what they're thinking? I would love to know, do they think he had something to do with it? Do they think their mother ran off? Like, what do they think? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't think he had something to do with it. Well, then what are they under the impression of, that someone else did? Do they think their mother's coming back? Do they think she's just gone? Like, I have tons of questions, right? And so there's that. So let's keep going. I love a good Coke Zero, y'all. I mean, my God, it's good. Um, okay, let's talk about this part too. Okay, so this person says this, and I don't know if you watched my video on it where I was like, did he say lion right here? Do you remember how he pulls up and immediately he's like throwing the lion thing out there, right? Which is like so weird the way he did it. I mean, his behavior alone. We need the behavior panel or whatever that channel is called. Have they done this video of him? Have they done it? I think they did one, or one of those Observe, or one of those people, one of those channels did something on him. But this one right here. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I'm getting all excited. Okay. I was listening in my car, and he definitely said lion prints. If she was attacked by a lion, the cops would have found blood everywhere, and she would have been found nearby. I mean, I 100% agree. Now, I ain't no animal tracker, okay? None of that. But when they did that video, the body cam footage, and showed us down there, I mean, I guess a couple of things. First of all, I was like, she didn't get in a wreck. That is, you would be mangled. That's a steep, big hill she went down, right? So that part, I was like, no. Then when he was like, Bobcat? Lion? Like looking around trying to get everybody to agree with him, right? And I mean, like, I kind of got this vibe that people were like, what? No, but, you know what I mean? Like, it was so cringy and awkward. And I felt like people were picking up on that. But even then, so I'm just like, well, I would think there would be some kind of, I mean, if the damn cat jumped out and snatched her off the bike, you know what I'm saying? Like, there would be something, right? I mean, come on. Um, but he brings it up a couple of times. So that's where I'm just like, I said in the video too, where immediately he's coming, it's like already offering excuses as to what happened or whatever, right? And it's just like this, oh, it could be Bobcat. Someone could she walk back up? Oh, she goes up here in the hill. I mean, he had this all lined out, right? And the way that he was looking, somebody mentioned this earlier in this comments. Now I'll see this, y'all. I'm gonna check in and the things, but I have the computer sitting on this little table right here. So I mean, I can see the chat room, but I can't like I have to kind of stop and lean forward a little bit. So I apologize if I'm not saying like hey and all that kind of to everybody. I'm basically just talking to y'all right now. Okay, I do apologize, but I am here in spirit. Okay, so let's keep going. We might need to do. Okay, never mind. Okay, so person praying that Suzanne's found alive. Absolutely. This person says this because I'm always like, I always say this because I feel bad when I'm like criticizing how somebody is acting in a certain situation, meaning I don't know how I would act in a distressing or this kind of situation. Like I've not been in that kind of particular situation. Pray to God I never am. But there's also that level of like, but my gut says this, and this person's basically saying this in the comment section. They say you're right. We don't know how people will act in distressful situations, but more or less everyone knows when someone is acting. And amen on that one, right? I mean, I 100% agree. This person says Barry depositing stuff all around the state of Colorado in dumpsters tells me all I need to know. And again, amen to that one. I mean, that's the thing. And I don't understand why people do that. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I do understand they're trying to get rid of the evidence. And I guess because I'm in true crime, I watch it, all this kind of stuff. I feel like everyone is at least has some common sense about it. But this is one of those things where I'm like, for these people doing this, like, isn't it just like common knowledge 101 not to go throw garbage around and random like evidence away and random garbage things, right? Same way I look at, isn't it like common knowledge 101 that you don't go buy the murder kit stuff at Walmart, but they all do it. They all seem to do it. You know what I mean? They can't get to Walmart quick enough, smiling at the damn camera while they go to the checkout. And I'm just like, I don't understand that. Same way I don't understand going around town throwing stuff away. Now here is the thing with Barry that makes me nervous because Barry is saying, or his attorneys or whoever is saying, well, no, he was trying to save money on dumping fees, so he was just dumping stuff at random places. And that's one of those where I'm like, you know what? I mean, that's he could probably play that off because they know he can't get they're not going to know what he threw away, right? But then I guess my next thing is, well, why go around all these places? I mean, really? It's not like you're throwing away like some like massive, construction-y stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going. This person says this. They're posing like a question. And so here's what they say. Jury. And like as if they're talking to the jury. Ask yourselves, Suzanne suddenly went quiet, no signs of life, when Barry came home and caught her texting/sexting. His phone pinging at the family home at this exact time will seal his fate. Now that is one of those things where I am like, how do you really talk your way out of this? Because, and again, he's saying, oh, I was running around the property shooting at innocent little chipmunks or whatever. Suzanne stops communicating at this exact time that he comes home. I mean, I don't care if he's running around chasing chipmunks or not. This is some of the evidence that I'm like, how are they going to try and get out of that? Now, I guess too, I'm playing like devil's advocate here on all this. I guess too, they could sit here and be like, I mean, is there video of that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it would be circumstantial because they could be like, no, that's just, that's what he was doing. I don't know why. Maybe she just stopped texting. I don't know. I don't know why she did that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I think it looks totally sus, though. Anyways. So this person, too, is there. So I'll read some of their thing right here. It's kind of a long one. I'm afraid of another OJ outcome. I hope Barry testifies because any reasonable person can see through his lies unless they can find more evidence on her body. The prosecution needs to get their what together. So other women, including the daughters, are safe from this narcissistic POS. I mean, I 100% agree. And I do worry for the daughters too. I mean, because God only knows. Again, I go back. I always reference this case, Sean. Remember the staircase, which also, by the way, they are making, which I'm like, why bother? Like, you can just watch the documentary. They're making like a fictionalized version of it that's going to be coming out. I forget when, but I was reading an article on it and I was like, oh, okay. It might be interesting to watch. But again, I mean, if you know what case I'm talking about, I mean, you can watch the real thing go down. Anyways, it was the same type scenario. Remember in that where Kathleen's at the bottom of the stairs, it splits the family up. Some, her blood daughter says, no, Michael Peterson killed my mom. Other kids stand by him. I mean, I can see being like, I don't want to think dad did it. Mom's already gone now, however it happened, right? Um, I don't want to lose both my parents. I mean, I can see how that plays out, but again, I'm just like, I mean, he's kind of off his rocker. This person says this, which makes me feel better. Even though there isn't a lot of physical evidence, reading through the affidavit, there's tons of circumstantial evidence. Too many coincidences, prayers versus in her family, and I agree. I mean, that's what I come back to where, and I hope that that speaks volumes, is there are literally like way too many coincidences in this, right? I mean, here's the thing too. When you have to start, when you're sitting here saying, I'm coming up with excuses for every tiny little thing, you know what I'm saying? And he has to come up with a whole bunch to explain away a whole bunch of like odd stuff, where it's like, there's just too much of it going on. Anyways, this is a good one. I'm going to read this one. Okay. I would think an innocent person's first question for the officer would have been, Did you find her? My thought would have been, If her bike is there, she must be down there and they need to go find her. And I mean, absolutely. Right. And that's the thing where it comes out. Like, I remember how he was trying to sound like he was crying. Like, I can't remember his first words or whatever. Where's the bike? I mean, it was like, it was so bad. And somebody said this in comments earlier where he kept his hand in his pocket. He was so, you could tell that this is the vibe I got, that he was like, oh my God. Like, because him showing up, he had to have been like, okay, it's showtime. All the stuff you've been doing, here we go. Let's see what's going to happen. That's what I personally think. Um, is how Barry is coming off in this. And that, like, okay, because remember when the bike, he like kind of just goes and looks over whatever. And I was like, I can just see him standing there the day before. I haven't done that. So, anyways, let's keep going. Let's see what the people replied to this one. This person replies to that last comment. Yes, and the next question would be, oh my God, if she's not down there, could she have hit her head, wandered off? Are you searching for her along the ravine? Shouldn't we get a search party going now that it's dark? She's probably hurt and alone. Why are we standing here? Let's go. And I agree, right? This person, I would have called out for her, put the headlights toward the canyon. He's totally fake when he arrives. Reasonable to call out, ask for searchers, ask if her phone is on or if anyone has looked at the house immediately. Remember when he asked about the house, like, you've been in the house? Like, you could tell he was nervous about that, right? Like, he was like, oh my God, have they been in the house? The lion thing is a plant, 100%. Helmet and biker plants, 100%. He sold her car ASAP. Random DNA. Okay, so yeah. Let's see. Not the planet. Yep. Okay, I gave me the. Okay, so let's move on to the next comment. Is that I personally think he's guilty. His defensive outcome of this case is going to depend on that. Yep. Okay, this is another thing, and this person in this comment says this, and so we'll use this as like a launching pad for this conversation. So they say, I'll bet at this point Barry had injuries to his hand. That's why he was keeping it in his pocket. Who gives a one-handed hug? No one. That's who. And this is very true. And now y'all came to the rescue because I was like, look, I don't really know what fingernail injuries look like or whatever. And many people were like, and somebody sent, I can't remember who, but thank you for doing it, sent me photographs of like something else to compare them to. And I was like, oh, 100% those things are fingernail injuries. I mean, obviously I'm not an expert, right? Just, on the damn sofa right here. But when I saw that or whatever and started hearing from other people talking about, oh, look, I had this injury and it looked like this and da-da-da, and just like looking at other stuff, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's it. Because honestly, to the naked eye, like somebody like me who I was just like, you know what? I don't know what those look like. I'm like, it doesn't look that bad. Like maybe he works with his hands. Maybe it's that. But then when somebody was talking about it, I was like, oh my God, that was probably her fingernails clawing into him while he was like doing whatever he did to her. Bless her heart. Okay, let's keep going. And let's see what the responses were to that comment. Another person says they noticed his hand gestures weren't normal when he was talking to the cop. I'll go back and look, but I noticed his left hand was in his pocket at one point and thought that was odd. 100%. Yes, so casual. I'll just keep my hand in my pocket while I talk to the police. 100%. What's this? Oh no, I didn't mean that. And mine could belong to Susan Powell. Okay, that could be interesting. Okay, let's get back to this over here. I didn't mean to click that. I apologize. Top comments. Okay, let me just let me catch up with everybody real quick. Hey Janine, how's it going? Murder Nerd, what's up? Um, Lolo, what's up? What's up? Hey, look out, how's it going? All right, Rumbo, how's it going? Okay, for those that are just joining, we're reading through comments and kind of chatting about comments from my Barry Morphew video I did a few days ago, or maybe a week ago at this point. So this person says this, and I think this is another interesting topic to talk about. Hey, Ink Panther, how's it going? What's up? What's up? Hey, Artie. Um, okay, this is kind of a little bit long one. The person says, one thing I've only heard from you is that it's weird he brought in those specific tools. Okay, now this is where there's that picture of him and he's bringing like shovels and stuff into the hotel. And I'm like, who does that? Like, why would you even do that, right? That was so weird to me. But anyways, I had only heard he brought the wrong tools for the job, so considered them a prop. But now after watching you, I think he may have specifically brought those because he used them to bury the body and used cleaning chemicals in the room to get rid of any evidence on them. Remember all the towels found on the floor in the hotel, maybe from clearing both himself and the tools super well. Did he go into the hotel before all the trash runs were made? Could he have thrown out chlorine bleach bottles too? Okay, so yes, this is a damn good one right here, right? Okay. So, hey G Maps, what's up? Um again, remember there's that picture he's bringing like I just remember seeing like a shovel or whatever. He was going in and out of the hotel room, changing clothing, yada yada yada. Now, I do not know if he did this before. I don't know the exact timeline. Was he doing that before the trash runs? That would look even more suspect. But we do know that the workers did definitely say the job felt weird. He didn't really have the tools to complete it. Excuse me. The hotel room that we took over smelled like chlorine, or whatever. So when I started looking at the pictures and seeing like, why is he bringing like the tools in or whatever, the shovel and stuff, which I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like a shovel of all things. Um, I was like, well, maybe that, I mean, that's just what I assumed, right? Now, of course, that's not factual. I don't know. Um, but I was like, oh, he's bringing this stuff into the room to clean up. Why you wouldn't just go, but maybe he threw it away after that. Because I'm like, well, why don't you just dispose of the shovel? But if you cleaned it first and then disposed of it, right? So there's that. And then the other tools and stuff like that, I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I just think he threw stuff in there. It was like I think that trip was a constructed alibi, a sloppy one alibi, but a constructed alibi, 100%. I think the secret to what he did with her body has something to do with that hotel room. Now, mind you, he could have gone way far away and done something and come back. I mean, we don't know, but I think that he used that as like a cleaning type thing. Then, of course, what better way to let your workers take the hotel room over after you've cleaned it to then further complicate the crime scene, right? Um, and Janine said, wow, the clothing changes. I question the same thing too, right? Because it's like, say you went and worked and you came back and changed clothes and that's it, right? But it's like, why was he changing clothes so many different times? Like, everything is just very odd about that whole scenario right there. So that's what I think happened. And again, that's not factual. I'm about to burn up over here, y'all. I gotta untuck myself for a second here. So yeah. So then let's read this person's response to that. So we're reading a response to the comment that we just read. So they say, yes, precisely. He cleaned his murder tools as well as contaminated them by carrying them on a hotel cart. So that very true. Oops, very true. Click where. as well as contaminating them by carrying them on a hotel cart so they would pick up random DNA. This also allowed them to be retrieved by his workers, therefore keeping them from police and further contaminating them, adding reasonable doubt. Again, Bastard thought about this for a long time. True. Now, here's one thing I didn't think about, and maybe this is what he was doing. But again, I agree with everything they said here. What if he was leaving the tools for them to do the job in the hotel room? Does that make sense? It's weird, but I think he could say that, right? Um, Again, I don't think that that's really what went on, but that's something he could say. Um, okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so I'm gonna read what this person wrote because they did like a boom 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 kind of thing of it. Like a boom boom boom. Let me hear you say wow. So I'm just gonna read this out. First of all, now again, if you watch the video that I did, I asked people to clarify some words that were said in it or whatever. So that's what they're doing right here. They do a timestamp. Barry Morphew. Did anyone look for tracks in the road, like people or lion? Again, remember he's throwing that out there left and damn right. Then they say he never calls out into the woods for her, always assumes the worst. GPS puts his truck at the helmet and bike locations. That's really bad, right? Um, Suzanne's fingernail gouges on his left forearm and hands remove all doubt. There you are. Any video of him leaving the hotel with shovels? I want to know this too. Now I want to go back over and look over it again. Um, this is why I like going through these things like this. Just do I think I'm going to crack the damn case? Absolutely not. Um, but it just I just like doing it. Anyways, if Macy was so perceptive re-divorced, surely she knows her father did something bad to her mother. And this is because remember how they talked, and it sounded like one daughter was more like sympathetic, empathetic towards Suzanne, and maybe the other daughter wasn't. Now I don't know. Obviously, I don't know these people, right? Um, so, but it's I think that's a very interesting observation on this commenter. Then they just kind of go into some body language type stuff and whatever. There's that. I did it again. Hold on, y'all. I mean, I keep doing it. Top comments. There we are. Just go back one. Oh, I want to do more. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Another person's commenting about him being a narcissist. Um, Another person saying totally heard him say lion regarding the footprints. Um, a lot of people got really upset with the cops not using what is it gloves when they handle the bike. No, let's see. Elba. Hey, Elba. Elba says there are pictures of him with the shovel walking out of the hotel. Okay. Okay. Um, I mean, I just think that's so weird that he took the. And why would you do that? I'd be embarrassed too. You know what I'm saying? I'd be embarrassed too. Hey, Corrine, how's it going? Let's see here. This. Let's see. In the police footage they have from interviewing Miles, Macy's boyfriend, for the footage of return. Okay, so where is this? I mean, I'm gonna have to go look this up. So I'm gonna read this comment. This person says this. I'm like, how did I miss this? In the police footage they had from interviewing Miles, Macy's boyfriend. Wait, did I see that part? Anyways, so and from footage of returning home with Barry, I believe Barry and an officer realized a big problem. Miles and Suzanne had a few pairs of biker shorts that she would wear biking when interviewed earlier by an officer. Then later in the evening, when officers would take Barry inside his home to retrieve clothing for scent dogs, the dirty clothing that was on top of the hamper were her biking shorts. How could that be? Shouldn't it have been her PJs or clothing worn from the day before? I believe that Barry had told Ellie that the last time he saw her was when she was sleeping that morning. So shouldn't those clothes, what she wore to sleep, have been what was on top? If her biking shorts were on top of the dirty clothes, that would mean that she returned home after biking, not met her in by some mysterious mountain lion. Unless Barry wants to say that the lion came to the residence and kindly placed her dirty shorts in the hamper at home. Any damn thing's possible with him at this point, y'all. Okay. He will have that mountain lion coming in there cooking breakfast, whatever the damn mountain lion needs to do. He is gonna be down for it, right? I need to see this. I need to look up how. I don't know how I missed this footage. Another person saying if the lion took her, wouldn't it be blood evidence? One would think. Okay. You know what it reminds me? Well, we'll get to it in a second. Remind me to talk about missing people 411 or missing 411 or whatever. I want to say something about that in relation to this, but let's keep just doing this right now. I have a tendency to like go off in left field here, and then if somebody's coming back to watch this and like, I thought this was about Barry, and now we're talking about whatever. Um, Somebody talking about the wounds in his arms look like strangling things. Let's see. I'm just kind of going through terms of being. This person says turning off his phone, being unavailable, etc. He was out there digging her grave. I'm sure. When he says where was it, I knew he did it. How the f did he know they moved it? Oh, that's interesting. Where was it? I mean, I just, and I mean, I get what this person's saying with that, and then just looking at his behavior when he first pulled up there. I mean, it was so fake to begin with, right? Anyways, so let's see what this person says. This person says this. Now, y'all tell me if y'all know about this or whatever. Um, I hope they call Barry's friend the former soldier. Apparently, he has an alibi because nobody talks about him, but I think if Barry did it, he needed help. And then somebody responded, completely agreed. Check the video again and see how he talks with Barry with his eyes when the police came. Where again? Maybe one thing I think is going on here is that maybe people know who some of the people were in the video, and I don't know who they were because there were people like talking in the beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they were like congregating or whatever, and that's the part that I'm like, okay, like who is this former soldier person, right? Now, do I think Barry could have gotten somebody to help him do it? Possibly. I mean, look at Photos Doulos, right? I mean, God knows how many people were involved in that scenario. Um, so I don't know, but I mean, does anybody know who that is? Um, let's keep going. I did it again. I keep Xing out the damn comments and I have to go back and find it. Okay, it went right back to it. Thank God. Yeah, my word. Okay. Now this is one of the things right here that I'm just like, I mean, come on, who does this? So this is what this person writes: the handwritten note he gave to the woman at the store that didn't ID Suzanne at all, but listed the planted items they should look for was really telltale. Absolutely. I mean, even the person at the stand was like, it felt so sus. Like him giving me this letter, it was like just describing things that was literally later found in the woods, right? Excuse me. That part is so sketchy. Hold on, I gotta get. Hold on, please hold. Ouch. Let me fix my hair. Okay. Okay. BM was trying to make her. Okay, now this is a good one. Here we go. If BM was trying to make her bike toss look realistic, he should have taken the time to create marks on the ground as if Suzanne tried to scratch her way up the hill. Absolutely. I mean, we can come up with much better ways to do this, right? Not that we obviously aren't going to, but Yeah, I mean, for me, number one, the bike wasn't even that mangled. I mean, you could have ridden off with it, right? And I'm just thinking, like, okay, if a person, because I think what he did is, I personally think when he did it, pardon me, um, he was doing it in such a way to have multiple excuses, right? Because there's the excuse of, oh, she got in an accident, but then quickly you'd be like, well, maybe somebody kidnapped her and threw her bike over the thing. You know what I'm saying? When it became very clear um that this is what was, going on or whatever, right? And so then I too am just like, well, yeah, I personally, if I was him, would have made it look like there was a struggle up on the road. You know what I'm saying? Definitely have gone down the hill and done something else. Depending on the vibe you are wanting to create, I don't think you could ever recreate an accident there, because remember, all those big rocks were right there. So that's where I'm just like, there's no way she fell down this hill. Like, she would have had broken bones, blood would be in places. Like, this would have been horrifying. But then, and it makes you wonder, did he dump, allegedly, did he dump the bike, the helmet, all that stuff all at the same time, or did he go back later and do the helmet? You see what I'm saying? Was that an afterthought of, oh, well, damn, it's not going to, I can't play it off like she got in a wreck. Let me go and throw this stuff up here too. You see what I'm saying with that? Anyways, let's keep reading. Okay. So, yeah, amen, amen, amen. Okay, I'm gonna now this one's kind of long, so I'm gonna kind of skim through it and read like the main takeaways here, right? Okay, those texts directly from Suzanne herself are so telling. Amen, sister. Okay, I mean, 100%. Those by themselves are very incriminating in my eyes. Yes, they definitely, character wise, 100%. Yeah, they ain't helping him. Okay. Um. Also, he's making all these trash dumps weird. Why not just stop? Why not just one stop to clean his car out like he says? I agree. Now, I've already come up with an excuse for him, and not that I'm trying to make excuses for him, but this is just how my mind works with this stuff. So his thing of, I was trying to save money and not do the dumping thing, which is totally like, really, but I mean, okay. I mean, people do this, right? He could say, oh, well, that one was full, because they know probably that there's no evidence of that. Like, the stuff is already gone. So, oh, that one was full. Now, if they're just showing him what it looks like to me, and I don't know 100% because I've only seen certain photographs and the thing, it doesn't look like he's throwing away really big, bulky stuff. It looks like rather small bags. So, there's that. Regardless, if somebody was honestly trying to save money by doing that, I would expect to see them throwing very bulky, construction-y type stuff away, right? Not a little bag here and there, in multiple places. I'm just like, really? So, anyways, I totally agree with her. But it was also reported that he kept changing his shirt. Why would you do that? Why would you change your shirt that many times during the day, even without the trash dumps? Agree. We can all safely agree with this, right? That's suspicious AF. Words can't describe the disgust I feel. Um, Someday, so we'll just leave it at that. 100%, 100% on that one. Let's see here. I was gonna Now this part right here, y'all. I mean, and when they said this, I was just like, I mean, come on. Okay, so, and what about cutting? So this person writes, and what about cutting off deer antlers and then letting them go? That is how they protect themselves. Isn't there something to be said about a person who mutilates animals in correlation to murdering people? And I mean, I agree. But I also, number one, I could totally see him doing that. And he's probably done it at some point. But when he was like, oh, I cut the antlers and sell them. And this is me thinking, I'm like, I mean, are you that hard up for money? I mean, it doesn't look like it, right? I'm like, I mean, how much money can you get for that? Again, he has, and it isn't a convoluted excuse, too. Look, you're going to find tranquilizer stuff here because I know it's illegal, but I've been shooting deer to get their antlers. Or remember how he came up with like, oh, well, the reason my car was pinging here and there is because I was driving around, going down here because I'm finding antlers or whatever it was he said he was doing. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, where he has an excuse for everything, but it's like convoluted and complicated, right? And like thought out. Um, so yeah. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, so this person is just basically writing they don't think the body is going to be found. I personally don't either. I mean, look at how many cases we've seen like this. Um, the Frazee, and I cannot remember her name now. Patrick Frazee, however you say that, is what comes to my mind. But what was her name, y'all? I feel awful that I can only remember his name. Jennifer Dulos. That I mean, these people have never found these victims, right? I don't think they're going to with Suzanne either. I hope they do. Um, I'm just reading through these, trying to find. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Kelsey Barrett. Thank you, Stormy. I could not remember that. This is a question that I have. The partial fingerprint that was found in the car that people are saying is a known S offender. What do we know about that? And the reason I'm saying it that way is because that's all I know, like the little bit with that. And I'm like, that's kind of major. Like, has anyone like seen anywhere about statistics like, oh well, technically it would have to be A, B, C, and D for it to be worthwhile, or you know what I'm saying? Like not worthwhile, but like it could be anybody. It just happens to be a partial one that matches this. You see what I'm saying? Like because that is major reasonable doubt right there. You know what I mean? Like that would completely line up with Barry's whole narrative of, oh well, maybe somebody did this or something. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what part of the conversation I can't. Man, it's so true. So Jenny, when you just wrote Barry I don't know why it's tickling me. It's just because it's the most random thing my eye went to, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "I know what you're talking about, though." Barry does seem like the type who would find the scent of his own BO pleasant and want to dominate others by forcing. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. That one took me away. 100%. Okay, 100%. Absolutely. I was just thinking, oh my God, it's so funny. I was literally just thinking about somebody like that earlier where I was like, don't they know this person at the gym? I'm like, they know the whatever. Anyways, okay, that was good. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that part. Um, Definitely another thing about him being a narcissist, 100%. Um, okay, now this one. Okay, so this one's kind of a little bit long, but I think we do need to go through it. Um, okay, this person says the events of the ninth in conjunction. Okay, this is like really getting to me. Hold on, please hold. Okay, there's that. Okay, so here we go. The events of the ninth in conjunction with pings from the early morning hours of the 10th is pretty damning evidence against Morphew. Before his wife went missing at 3:25 a.m. May 10th, Morphew's truck registered that the doors were open and closed. I forgot about that. That's right. Um, then his phone moved toward the location where the bike was found. Not his truck, just his phone. So he walked it up there. Okay. Well, and again, why would you take your phone? I mean, how stupid. Anyways, I mean, thank God he did, but so we can catch him. Meaning Barry decided to take a little stroll right to the area where his missing wife's bike would be discovered later that day. And what was Barry doing just a few hours before this? Between 11:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m., Barry's phone pinged near the river behind his house because, as Barry states, I was looking for a turkey that Mallory had shot some time ago. So approximately 2 hours after looking for this turkey, Barry literally walks to the one of the most important scenes to be discovered by police in the disappearance of his wife, and then doesn't even mention it upon arriving later to the scene where her bike would later be found. Nothing. He wasn't even weirded out that he took a stroll to that area and somehow this would be the same area where her bike would be found. Instead, he says lion, mountain lion, but not in like, oh my, I was just walking through here this morning and saw one. To me, there's parts of Barry's testimony that's obvious BS, but despite it being a BS, it's hard to refute because who's to say it didn't happen? I mean, and that's the whole unfortunate situation with this. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's see. But this late night turkey, no mention of a walk-in lion, mountain lion BS, mixing with the cell phone data. Damn, that evidence would be hard for the jury to just ignore or overlook. I hope so. Barry walking that bike and tossing it over during a time when he wasn't going to be seen, yes, I believe, and then the DA will be able to convince a jury of this. Thoughts. And I'm just going to, because this is, I 100%, hold on. I absolutely agree with you and hope that it will be enough to put him away. Thank you for the detailed response. Okay, so hey Zanelda, hey Rebecca. Let's see what's everybody up to in the comments. It's another video. Barry's daughters are having behind him. Was there? Hey, Mary from Scotland. Yeah, I would give good money to know what his daughters are thinking about the whole thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie with that. Okay, so let's see here. Another person says, I fear that they don't have enough evidence to put him away. We need some kind of breakthrough. You know what I mean? I feel that same way too. But then when I hear stuff like this, like circumstantially, because like that, the way this person just laid all that out, and see, like that whole thing of like, I didn't realize, or I hadn't realized that he was pinging to where it made it look like he was. And again, I'm just going off this comment right here, right? So I'm not saying like I've read this in the thing or whatever. And I just like to state that just because I'm not looking at the thing in front of me or with like the, you know, this information on like a police type thing or whatever you call it. If that's the case, that makes sense though. Because notice how he always has these weird excuses about hunting, like, well, I was looking for a turkey that Mallory killed. I mean, really? Who does that at midnight, right? I mean, maybe some people, but not, it's all too coincidental, right? And that's where I do feel like I hope at least that his pings and stuff will be what brings him down. Anyways, there's that one. Hey Paul, what's up? A lot of people who are saying, you know, they've been in situations like this and relationships like this, so on and so forth, and recognizing these signs and whatnot there, which I think I think it's cool that people are willing to share their experiences, but it also helps to shine light. Again, it's more of that coincidental type stuff. Another person saying, would he be, you know, if he was innocent, he would be screaming for her where the bike is. You know, he would be thinking of every reason she's alive, thinking someone is dead is the last thing. I mean, and I agree. I mean, he goes right to that, right? Like, oh, guess the mountain lion got her, you know, and you're just like, you know, I mean, again, who goes like such a barbaric thing, right? You know, I guess a bear ripped her to shreds. I mean, who comes up with that right off the bat? Even if you're thinking it, you don't really want to like put it out there to the point of trying to convince everybody. Like, no, y'all, did anybody see a bear? I mean, it could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, okay, you know, maybe, but we hope not. Kind of a thing. Another person thinks he, you know, totally did it. Somebody saying they live there locally. They hope they don't see him. Another person, thank you. 5 days. Okay. Thank you. Does something bear as the cops do for lion prints? Okay, yes. Justice for Suzanne. Amen. I'm here just about this one more time. Thank you for doing that, Paul. You're doing your observation. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Mark goes on to her brother. And also too, how Suzanne's how her brother is out there and stuff. I think that his response to a lot of the stuff has been very eye opening. Yeah, because a lot of times we look to, like, if some of the family, like the brother and stuff like that, were standing by Barry, like, no, here's this. But I mean, obviously we see how that went, right? Um, this one I love. This person wrote, OMG, closed captioning said your dog's name was Roscoe Pickle Train. I love that. Roscoe Pickle Train. Another person talking about the fake crying. Hope he's able to get convicted. Again, the fake crying about the bike. Come on, hands in pockets. Yes. I do a pre. And Prince Charming's mom is saying they like watching and they like the lives addressing the comments. So if you're watching this, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm reading your comment. That's pretty nifty. I'm just going through to find some that are like more like, going into theory type stuff. So like video of Rosie. This is a person who was like, I was attacked not long ago. I have those exact marks on my arm. A lot of people came up with stuff like that of having been in situations or whatever. I think he's definitely guilty. Here's hoping they have a great prosecutor. Yes. Roscoe's so cute and a great snuggler. He is. He is. Let's see. Another person saying they think that he did something horrible. He's been very clever in covering his tracks. They think it's very important that interesting that he's living so close to the marital home. 100%. Like, how awkward is that? I mean, to the point that his new girlfriend got a trespassing charge, right? I mean, come on. I mean, is what it is. Let me see. It's just yes. Another person, if my wife went missing, I'd exhaust all the options of an abduction. Absolutely. Before I tried pointing cops in the direction of wildlife, 100%. If your wife was gone one day and the cops told you she probably got eaten by a bobcat, case closed, would you be happy with that? He certainly would. Excellent point and excellent wording of that. Because that's the thing. I mean, he's really trying to just close it off there, right? Like, bobcat. And again, I just go back to what was he thinking? That's okay. So this is a good chance. Okay, so we're coming back to the bobcat thing or the mountain lion thing here in a minute. Okay, do y'all know Missing 411? Do you know what I'm talking about? That it's like books, but it's also like a movie, and a guy did the books or whatever. Also, God, what is that guy's name? He made his channel Ballin, something in Ballin. He did a bunch of videos on them. He's like a huge channel, and there's like that drama because the guy who actually wrote the books got really pissy because this guy has like millions of followers off of it or whatever. Anyways, okay, so a lot of those cases in there and Missing 411, when you hear these different things go on, there's a lot of the things that go on in there, and honestly, it sounds like an animal snatched the person up, or Paulitis or whatever. Yeah, it sounds like an animal came along and snatched the person up or whatever. Or a lot of times, oftentimes, a child in that. Yeah, Mr. Ballin. Yeah. Hey, Squirrely Girl, how's it going? So I lost it. How is that tying this all in? I guess what I'm getting at is, yes, I do think that an animal can come and sneakily grab someone and run off with them. Some of the evidence they have seen in these Missing 411 cases where a person's found like God only knows where their clothing or skeletal remains basically in a place that a person really couldn't get to. You know what I'm saying? Not easily, or if it's like a little kid or something like that. Um, but then it makes me think, what was that little boy's name? Do y'all know which one I'm talking about? That went to the camp place with his mom. His granddad was there, and the granddad had a friend with him, and they were walking from the creek back to, like, they thought the kid was with the grandfather, but it wasn't, and he went missing, and the parents ran into town. It was this whole big drama. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I cannot think of the little boy's name. I cannot think of it right now. Oh my god. Dior, thank you, Jim. Thank you. So here's my thing with that. We are completely switching. We're gonna come back over to this. What had yeah Dior Kunz? Does anybody know? Like, I mean, where does that case stand? Because all this talk about the Bible, it just kind of made me go back to that. Of was there ever any evidence it was like the parents did it, the grandfather did it, or because that would be something if they didn't do it. Of well, yeah, maybe a mountain lion or something came and snatched him. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, that kind of a thing. Because there were some of those cases where they were talking like where people are going and someone's walking right behind them and they are gone just like that. And that's where I'm just like, oh, I have no doubt that probably an animal comes and gets somebody or whatever. Um, uh, if he would have a caterpillar, Barry would claim she was going to. Yeah, 100% amen. Yeah, maybe a T-Rex. I haven't heard anything else. I heard it's probably a bear. There was a family story. It's good. Yeah, I could never. I watched a thing on that one time. I need to watch it again. Hey RD, how's it going? Alien abduction. I mean, damn. I've always wondered this too. Like, okay, like so say like you were gonna call it sick to work or whatever. I mean, basically, kind of happened. What's Travis Walk? What's his name? Fire in the Sky. Will you call out to work with I was abducted by an alien? I mean, what's your boss gonna say? You know what I mean? Like Barry might be going down that road soon. Um, Yeah, Jinlu, if you haven't watched Missing 401, oh, you'll love it if you like stuff like this. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, it's fascinating. And again, if you listen to Mr. Balin, because honestly, his channel, do y'all remember the scandal I'm talking about where the dude who did Miss 411 got really pissed at Balin? I personally thought in the beginning that Balin had a deal with him because it was like all of his stuff was like stories from there. And I mean, I guess here's my thing. If you watch Paulitas, however you say his name, if you watch them each do a story, the same story, Balin knows how to tell a story. You know what I'm saying? The other guy was kind of like hemming and hawing and dragging it out and all that kind of a thing. Where Balin was like, bam, like here's this, I've consolidated it, there's this for you, whatever. So this whole thing went down. I don't know what they worked out behind the scenes or whatever, but you know, it was very interesting how good. Yeah, I thought it was kind of and Squirrely Girl, I 100% agree with you. Um, Mr. and Miss Glass, 100% agree with you too. My whole thing is this with that, it's like, I mean, I found Politas, or I don't know if I'm saying his name right, David Politas. Oh, sorry, I'm saying it wrong. So David Politas. Okay, I didn't know about his stuff without Balin, right? And here's my thing. I went to watch some of Politas's videos, but he was every time I went to see one of his videos, he was complaining about somebody or something. And I started getting like, you know, I just want to hear the story. You know what I mean? But again, it was very interesting. He got real pissy over it, and I can understand like like if he's looking at it like, well, look, this is my research or whatever. But again, I'm just like, Balin wasn't saying that. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, what do you call it, plagiarizing, saying, "Oh, this is me." You know, I mean, it was obvious where he got this information from. To my knowledge, I could be wrong. I don't know. Jenny Stern, if you haven't, Jenny Stern, have you watched? Do you know who I say, Mr. Balin? If you don't, I mean, he godly. Well, let's see how many videos he has. He makes very short, consumable content, if that makes sense. I think he got his start on TikTok. Let's see here. Let's look him up real quick. Hold on. I'm burning up. Ballin. Mr. Ballin. He has 5.4 million subscribers, 234 videos. He must delete old ones or something because he puts out a video damn near every day. Or used to. He puts out really interesting stuff. Now, you probably have to scroll way back to get into his missing stuff or whatever. He's more into what do you call it? True crime, that kind of thing now. I mean, I'm dying. I mean, I'm having a hot. Oh my god. Whew. Oh my god, I'm dying. Are y'all hot? I'm just dying over here. Whew. Oh my god. I'm just looking at stuff. His thumbnails are always so. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's hard to come through. He's like the male Bailey Sarian, but without makeup or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like very consumable content. He was a SEAL. He really gave credit to the 411 books. Yeah. I'm in Florida, freezing here. Oh, it's cold. I know, right, Jenny? They really do. Oh my god. Um, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know why I got so hot all of a sudden. Um, Yeah, and Squirrely Girl. So Squirrely says, even if Balin covers a case I have heard 100 times, he still keeps my interest. Yeah, he's just this. I mean, again, it's like very boom, boom, boom. Now, here's my thing. I'm curious what y'all say or what y'all think, and this will kind of segue also into a little bit of something else. So when I watch YouTube for my own personal thing or whatever, typically the only time I like well, I shouldn't say that. Nighttime is a big thing for me. So I'm somebody who likes long content. And when I say long content, I'm talking like an hour. Like long content because I'm either falling asleep to it, something of that nature, or whatever, right? So Mr. Balance stuff, like I'm looking at his time 20, 22, 13, 15, whatever. Still long content, you know what I mean? It's not like super short or whatever. It's, I'll put it this way, it's not what I listen to fall asleep to. Does that make sense? And I'll listen to weird stuff. Like I'm in a very big binge right now of listening to UFO um, stories of like UFO stuff to fall asleep to or whatever. Very much Bob Lazar kind of stuff or whatever to go to sleep to. I just love stories like that, whether they're true or not is like irrelevant to me. So that being said, this is so weird. I just came up on my own thing. I'm like, um, that's what I'm trying to do with the other channel is change it over to, and I shouldn't say change it over to, focusing the original channel, focusing more on long content. Y'all see how I'm just doing like long videos over there now? For the most part, I'm trying to switch it over to that kind of a thing, do short type stuff over on this channel and then go live when I can or whatever. Work is kind of shifted and we're not as crazy busy anymore. Thank God. So I just have a little bit more time or whatever, but doing the short things. So that's why I put that one case over here, just trying to keep the other channel like longer, deeper dives, that kind of a thing or whatever. And so that's what I've been doing with that. And then the one thing is, so I don't know if y'all have heard of this UFO story or whatever. And hold on, let me look it up. I'll tell you where it's from. UFO Africa School. Let me get the name of it. Okay, Here's this. RUWA UFO incident, September 16th, 1994. So if you Google that, you'll see this stuff come up. This is one of the cases that I refer people to because I'm like, I mean, this is one that I'm like, dudes, I don't know. This one's on September 16th, 1994. There was a UFO sighting outside Ruwa, Zimbabwe. 62 pupils at the aerial school, aged between 6 and 12, claimed that they saw one or more silver craft descend from the sky and land on a field near their school. Now it has to go further into it. Let me click this. So what happened is these kids. So people went to go interview these kids. Basically, the kid and all these children. I mean, these are young people. Are all saying, "We saw these things land. We all ran up to this thing, and these things came out of it, and they were there, and they were basically communicating." With the kids, and like some of the kids were like, well, they weren't saying things, but it was like they just put thoughts in my head, and it was all like around what is it, like the planet, and we're not taking care of it, and so on and so forth. And so then they went back and interviewed these kids as adults or whatever, and they still are kind of like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. So anyways, if you, whether you're into UFO stuff or not, it's an interesting story. So check it out. Ruwa, Zimbabwe, UFO sighting. So, what? Let's go back. So you know what? There's that. So we are going to go ahead and just reel it in. Reel it in. Ouch. I've got to get ready to go. We have to get up super early. We're going to a horror movie convention tomorrow. So there's that. Um, I hope that thanks for joining me and going over all this stuff. Again, drop like it's hot in the comments and the next thing's coming up. Next week I'm working on the script for my next deep dive video for the main channel. So be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow morning, my review of the Human Centipede Part 3 will go up on my movie review channel. And so there's that. I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for going with me on the little Barry Morphew conversation tonight. I do appreciate it. I just love reading the comments and kind of going over them with y'all because it's such a great way to just like bounce stuff off, because just like you see there's stuff that I'm like, what? Huh? How did I miss this? So anyways, thank you, Sofa Squad, and thank you, Miss Emily. Everyone give Emily a round of applause for being here and helping keep the room in order and things going. I greatly appreciate it, Emily. You're a bright spot in many people's days. Thank you so much. Pardon me. So anyways, everybody have a wonderful Friday evening. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll let y'all know how our scary movie convention goes tomorrow. Don't forget to check out Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix if you dare.